Hey guys, welcome January 28th to our IsaLife team Zoom. Super excited tonight. We have so many great things to share, some really amazing victories. And for those who were just on the corporate call, we talked about inviting people to events. So how to invite people. So if you want to go back and find that corporate call, we'll post it in our group. It was 30 minutes of awesome training on how to invite people. So there you go. So Wendy, do you have the reports handy there? Do you want to kick it off with the official victories and then we'll take some non-official ones?
Sure, I'm just texting one person, so hold on one second.
You betcha. You betcha, guys. So I'll just give an update while we're waiting here. So Sunday night is the final day for Crystal Manager Reset. Hold on a second. I'm just messaging people.
So I have some information on that as well because I've been texting with Mary. Just want some clarification. It's like you can actually, a lot of times for execs, we have to create all new consultants, but we can also capture every single bonus, manager, director, and exec. Directors can only do director and exec, right, for bonuses, or no, exec, I think. But managers can do them all. Anyways, managers and directors, they can be existing consultants. I don't know if everybody knew that. So as long as you guys realize it doesn't have to be all 6 new consultants for you to go director, or, you know what I mean? So you can reactivate other consultants. So just want to make sure people.
But only for people who have not hit executive. Is that correct, Wendy?
Yeah.
So if you have not become an exec, so Shannon Phoenix, you are a director, right? Amazing accomplishment. If some of your people have fallen off, you can reactivate them, get back to your 6, and then you'll need 4 more to become an executive and get the executive bonus, okay? So if you've had consultants fall off. I cannot do that, sadly, because I've already exec, but you can. That's great news, guys.
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to clarify that. And then whenever you're ready, I can go through. I was going to just read off the top sponsors.
In that vein, though, Wendy, I think what we need to reiterate to people right now is I want you to think about who can you help to make $500 this week. If you have a person in your team that maybe had created a consultant before, if they create that consultant again and they add one more, they will make $600, right? $500 in the reset plus the $100 for making the consultant, or $277 plus $277 plus $222. So,
and those are Canadian figures, but yeah,
and the first ones were American. So, guys, who can you help go manager this week? Who can you help? Somebody I know needs to make $500 to $700. So, guys, make your list. And by the end of this call, we're going to talk to you a little bit about creating consultants too. So that's your #1 priority this week. So Wendy, why don't we go for it?
Okay. So these are the top sponsors. So this person for the week ending 1/27, and Wendy Dodds has 4 recruits for that week. So way to go, girlfriend. That's amazing. And I mean, took an advantage of some free enrollment there. And then for 3 people each is Rhonda and Darren Sampson, Patty, Trevor, Robin, Carls Larson, and Carrie McKenzie. Oh, wait, Carrie did 2. Adrian did 2. Bianca Trevor did 2. Nicole Richards did 2. And then we had a whole slew of people enroll 1 person. So it's amazing, the activity. So it's super exciting. So congratulations for you guys. And then rank advancements. We had a couple new consultants pop out. It looks like Kelly Barney, Debbie Sargent's enrolling sponsor, and then it's I guess Carrie McKenzie, and that's for you, Erin. Miss Erin created her consultant. So, and then who do we have that went manager? Because our reports don't show that. So Erin for sure, and was it Rhonda and Darren?
So they've already went manager, and for those who are in Canada, we do have a promotion if you create 3 consultants from December 1st till the end of February, and you enroll 6 people. Am I right, guys? You get $1,000 at celebration. So I just hit my 3rd consultant, so I earned my $1,000. So that's the other thing that as Canadians we want to focus on. Okay, I was in competition with Rhonda. I did beat her on that. So I think Rhonda, but I'm not sure. So I just want to shout out Wendy Dodds for enrollments. Why don't you hop out and just glean some of your wisdom upon us.
There you
we go. Can you hear me?
You bet.
Honestly, I don't really have any wisdom. Like it's really nothing that we haven't talked about already, but I think the biggest thing is like I've gone through kind of significant ups and downs over the last 6 months. I've lost almost my entire team from a consultant perspective. So when I looked at my back office a couple weeks ago, I had 1 active consultant out of my 10. So, and I have no shame in, I think it's a great lesson for people to know that they fall off, right? Like they go away. It's not you hit executive and then, yay, you're safe as a church and that's it. You have to keep engaging with people. So I just really made a decision. Like I didn't give a shit. Like I have money I have shit to pay for. I have stuff to pay for. We've had some other stuff happen in our family and I don't really have a choice. So I really just made a decision. I put pen to paper. I used all of my, I literally went through my entire contact book. I sent voice memos to everybody, but I came from a place of service and not desperation. So it was really about, connecting with them and knowing what their pain points were and really building that into my message to them. And I had so many people, like I have more people, I don't even know what to do. Like I can't even keep them all straight, which is a good thing. Like you don't want to complain about that, but I just literally just talk to everybody and let them hear my passion, my excitement, and my voice. And now I'm moving back into converting people into consultants by really helping them understand the money and showing them what they can do with it.
So good. You said so many gems in there. Number one, you made a decision and you hit it with a sense of urgency. Everybody has that capability within them. The majority of people don't really do a lot, but you're the exception. You're super consistent and congrats. That's awesome. Another person I want to shout out to is Michelle Nielsen, who was enrolled, I think 6 in the month of January. She's not on this call right now. She's got another call. She's just like, if you look up consistent in the dictionary, you're going to see her face, just the consistency is epic. And so I just want to really shout out to her because she is consistently for the last couple of years, one of our top enrollers, which is awesome. So Mickey's asking, how did you get to their pain points? So Wendy, you can comment on that if you want. I know I have my thoughts on that, but what do you want to say about that?
I really just, a lot of these people that were on my contact list are people that I've already spoken to before. So I, went back and went through all my old messages with them. And like a lady I was speaking to the other day, like I knew that she had, issues with, a certain family member and whatnot. So like I went back and when I brought the conversation back in, it was, how's your stepmom doing? Like, I know she had cancer. I know she was struggling through chemo and she, so it was like, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you remember that. Right. And it just kind of sparked up a conversation. And for her, it's that money to be able to pay for stuff that their estate isn't going to pay for. So bringing that pain point back around in terms of, can I show you a way to help you with that? And it might not be something that, you're interested in, but I can help you with that. Are you open to taking a look?
Love it.
And so anybody that I've reached out to has really been around. I always try to find a place where, like, guys, not a lot of people remember stuff from people. Do you ever notice, like, not a lot of people remember birthdays unless they see it on Facebook? Nobody sends thank you cards anymore. I mean, people do, but it's not the same, right? So, when people, when their cat dies or when something happens in their family, like I go to my way and I find their address and I'll, drop something off at their house. So that's how I build all of these relationships. So when the time comes, when they do have that pain point, I have something to bring back to open up a conversation with, or they have a way to open up the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, you hit the nail on the head. It's really about conversations. How you doing? What's new? Last time we talked, this was happening. I swear to gosh, if you ask 2 or 3 questions just in conversation, more often than not, people will reveal a pain point. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Or, oh, I'm back to work full time. I just had a baby and I have to go back to work full time in 3 months. I'm sick about it. they will reveal the pain, right? So awesome.
Absolutely. I love it.
Nadine is asking, what's the best approach when you already have a full-time job? You mean as far as recruiting and prospecting? It's to carve out an hour, 1 to 2 hours a day and invite people. Invite people into your prospecting Facebook group, offer value be consistent on your social media. It's just reaching out and saying, hey, I remember you saying you were super tired. I have something I think would be amazing. Are you open to taking a look? It's just asking people if they're open. Hey, are you open to, and I know you have a wedding coming up and you said you wanted to get in shape. I have something I think would be awesome. Are you open? So when you have a full-time job, you got to be efficient. And I will just say this, and Wendy, wouldn't you agree? Network marketing is designed initially to start off as a part-time gig. Work this 1 to 2 hours a day, build it up, right?
Yeah.
Erin,
absolutely.
if I could just add to that.
Yeah.
I had a full-time job that I left. And when I had the full-time job, I didn't think I had enough time. And when I left the full-time job, and long story short, did not replace my income before leaving the job for a variety of reasons. But having more time does not necessarily equal more success. So you need to be consistent with the time that you have. And when Erin says carve out an hour or two, that might be in 15-minute chunks. So you have to do with the time that you have what you can do and what you can manage. And don't allow the fact that you have a full-time job. I know what that was like, and I am back to working part-time now. So I do work certain days full-time, but carve out the time in those days that you have and just be consistent and work every single day.
Yeah, I think Adrienne brings up a really good point. And when you're working, and Adrienne, I'm sorry, maybe you already mentioned this, but like if you're doing an hour of work, it's not like an hour of scrolling through the gram, right? Like you have to spend time on your social media, but like looking at other people's stuff, like commenting and liking is great, but that's not going to
get caught into it, because you can go into the hole, right?
Yeah.
And
I've been more successful since I started back to work part-time, because I have less time to do the work that I need to do. So I have to make the most of it, the time that I have.
You do. And when you have a lot of time on your hands and you're not productive, you don't feel good about yourself. And I remember when Erin first quit her job, she was so used to like hustling. She only had a few hours a day, and then all of a sudden she had all this time and she didn't know what to do with herself. Do you remember? I did the same thing. I was like, I should be doing things. You know what I mean? And so you can literally build this business on an hour a day, really focused hour a day, right? And then on the weekends more maybe. But you just can't be podcasting it during that hour, right? It has to be the productive hour. And I was looking at something today. I don't know if it was Ray Higdon, or actually I was listening to Darren Hardy. I don't know if you guys get his daily. And he said that to be an entrepreneur is amazing, you have to give 100% to your job, and you have a side gig. That's what he calls it. He says, and if you want that to out earn it, then you just have to have that focused time when you can. And, obviously really focused time. But he also said that you should never quit your day job until you've replaced your income and you have money in the bank. Like, you know what I mean? Because you just never know. So a lot of times people will do it too early, and they'll quit their job, and then they stress out because they don't have money coming in. I mean, it's just not a good situation. So we can really help any of you guys that want to quit your day job, put a plan together, what you need to do in that little bit of time that you have. So anyways, just thought I'd share that. If you get Darren's daily, listen to it.
Awesome, guys. Well, great. Well, any other victories we want to share? Okay. Well, we have a really big victory in our team. Really big. So I'm just going to unmute one of Canada's newest Isabody finalists. Stacey, I'm unmuting you. So I want to just give a big shout out to Stacey Boivin. So Stacey and I go back to the olden days when I lived in Cold Lake. This is 20 years ago almost, where I was a school counselor, and my boss said, can you go to this hotel and pick up this girl? She's moving from Montreal to Cold Lake, Alberta. She doesn't know anyone. I will be her friend. So I picked her up, and I think we hit the bar that night. And and Stacey ended up marrying a rugby player. I ended up marrying another rugby player. Anyhow, Stacey lives in Calgary, and she's not in social work anymore. She does IT stuff. And she was one of my first customers in Isogenic. She's right up there with Colleen. Hi, Colleen, I see you there. She's been with me right from the beginning, a loyal customer. And Stacey, you started right after you gave birth, and you called it the 4th trimester. And it was your initial transformation was getting rid of the baby weight. And then you've gone on to just rock it as an epic athlete. And now you're one of Canada's first Isabody finalists. So we want to hear from you. Tell us your story. It's like super inspiring.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, thanks, Erin, for such an amazing introduction. I called you up one night. I think I was about 8 months pregnant with Jacob, and I was interested in the shake, and that's really the only product that I used from that point and through nursing. So yeah, lots of energy postpartum. It was definitely an integral part of my day, at least 2 a day, sometimes 3, plus everything else I was eating when I was nursing and racing and doing all that stuff. But I love the convenience factor of it. And I was able to slowly introduce the products to people and the full systems to people, even though I couldn't use them all, at least had the information to share. And yeah.
That's amazing. You've gone Crystal Director. You've been getting your products paid for essentially for 7.5 years, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah, amazing. So tell us some of the athletics that you do, because I can't keep up, because every time I look on your face, like you were triathlon, you played rugby, you've done figure shows, you've done really well. So give us a little bit of your athletic history, because it's pretty freaking epic.
Yeah, I used to be a rugby player, just recreational here in the city of Calgary. I took a break after, having both kids and stuff, and went back to racing, just long distance running and triathlon. I think Jacob was probably about 2 when I did my first half Ironman. So yeah, it's Isogenics has been along on my journey through postpartum and all my athleticism, and now just after a few repetitive stress injuries, I went back to strength training and said, yeah, let's try fitness competitions. So figures my main category, but I've also competed in fitness model as well.
And you've done really well. We just went to a Savage event together. Where was that? North Carolina. And
yeah.
You got some awesome photos, and you were amazing on stage, and now you're doing powerlifting.
Yeah. So So as the bodybuilding has progressed, I lift a lot heavier now. That's in a couple years or so, and I just want to make sure that I'm lifting safely. So I go about once a week just with another competitor, and we're both learning how to do this because we both have no idea. We're gym bunnies, and there's like a whole technique involved with breathing and bracing and learning something new.
Amazing. Well, Cece, tell us, what are some of your favorite products, or what's kind of your regime that you typically use as an athlete and whatnot?
So my absolute staples, definitely Ionics. I think I go through at least 2 ounces a day in prep for sure, sometimes 3 depending on my training schedule that week. It just really helps me, obviously with the stress that you're putting your body under with the exercise, but it definitely helps me, I've noticed, just in terms of more restful sleep. So it definitely helps me with that, and just concentrating, that sort of thing. The shakes, there's not a day that goes by I don't have at least one. So definitely Isoline, the regular shake, and I like to mix it with IsoPro just to kind of control how much protein I'm taking in. The greens, I have those on occasion, sometimes before bed, but just if I want to add something to my shake and I don't have spinach on hand or something like that. So shakes at least 1 or 2 a day, and then I do eat a lot of whole foods right now because I am in prep for another show. So. Yeah,
you get to eat like a lot. That was the best part about doing my fitness show, is how much I got to eat. I kept
again.
The problem was I stopped working out but kept eating 6 times a day. I was like, wait a second.
I know, it stops working. I like the Hobbit life, but
Yeah. Do you cleanse? Do you do any cleanse days, or how do you work that into your regime?
Oh yeah, I do use Cleanse for Life. Usually I daily cleanse. So I like to put in a window of at least 10 hours a day where I'm just not eating, and it's obviously when I go to bed. So I'll have dinner with the family, usually between 5 and 6, and then I don't eat again till the next morning, but I'll have a couple ounces of cleanse before bed.
Awesome.
And every now and then I will do like a 24-hour. Sometimes your body just tells you when you need it, so I'll work it in. Yeah. Yeah.
So Isabody, so tell us what was it like to get that call, and what does this mean now? And then, maybe some advice for people. But yeah, tell us about the call and what you've earned.
So as Erin said, I work in computers, not just any computers, but I work in cybersecurity. So I'm very hesitant when I answer my phone and I don't recognize the number or the caller. So I was coming home with the kids on Friday, and I saw this call from Arizona, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be one of those tax calls or something like that, like just some scam call, right? And I can't even remember the gentleman's name because I think I'm still a little bit in shock. But he said, yeah, I'm here at headquarters, Isagenix, and we're calling to tell you that you're one of 12 finalists for Canada's first Isabody. And I'm going, what? Just completely disoriented. I think I'm still a little surprised, and it's very surreal that this has happened. So now it's, what's that?
God. I said I have goosebumps. Like, just you telling that story gave me like all these goosebumps, Stacey.
Yeah, I think I slept. I think I had a perma smile all weekend. So from that call on Friday, they said they loved my story. So yeah, that was neat. I think because they saw the whole the progression just over the last 7 years of how I've incorporated the product into my life. So. And just,
you know what would be so great, Stacey, because we had Laura, right, the first UK, and this is going to be the first Canadian. So then having Stacey, obviously we had Erin represent everything, right? So she wasn't like a UK. Yeah. She was, so this is a first. Yeah. This is awesome.
It's exciting. Yeah. So what did you earn? So you got a trip, some cash.
Yeah, so it's $3,000 initially. So yeah, for becoming a finalist, and a trip for two, like for myself and a guest, to Celebration Canada for the final judging and awarding the winner. And so yeah, going to Ottawa in early April, and then at the end of April, it's the ISA escape to Costa Rica. So myself and a guest get to go to that too. And it's my birthday too at the end of April. So yeah, it's kind of.
That's amazing. Oh my God, Costa Rica. That's so fantastic. How do you feel about it all?
I'm pretty excited, actually. A little excited, a little nervous, like so many people friending me right now. So feeling a little bit like a celebrity maybe. So,
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. So what would you say to the people that are like, oh, I've done Isabody before, or I need a goal, or I'm not motivated? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
I think the number one thing, honestly, with Isabody, at least for what it was for me, is that it gave me a focus for short periods of time. You kind of sometimes set these goals that might be 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road, and if you don't have those little sort of building blocks to keep you going, it's easy to fall away from that. So, just participating and getting that product credit, I mean, that's enough of a carrot for me to kind of keep going and to keep with the lifestyle and being a product of the product. So I was actually quite surprised, even like it was the first time I saw the promo picture today in the announcement. And the picture, I don't even remember which Isabody that before picture was from. So just so you know, they keep all your information. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember that one. I think that was in our old house, whatever. But it's just kind of interesting to see that they've put all the pieces together. So yeah, just keep entering, because you never know when your story is, what they're going to choose.
I love that. I'll just echo what you said about finding a goal. There's a girl in Victoria who was sharing her story. She was a finalist. So every 16 weeks, she would set a new fitness goal. So she'd say, I'm going to do Bikram yoga for 16 weeks, and I'll do Isabody Bikram. And then I'm going to do 16 weeks of strength training. And then I'm going to train for a 5K. So she would do like 16 weeks Isabody and do a 5K. So I thought, oh, that's really cool too. So, you know, let's say you wanted to set a new goal, a fitness goal, do it for the 16 weeks, you know, and you could just kind of work it around that. So.
Yeah.
Awesome, girl.
It's this perfect little building block.
I love it. So what's your next goal?
So my next goal, I'm competing at the UFE Canadian Pro Qualifier in June, end of June this year. So I'm building towards that, or leaning out towards that. I'm not going to be building much more muscle between now and then. Yeah, so that's my big one. And there might be a local one that I'll do a couple weeks before, just as a warm up. But my focus is the one at the end of June. I was at the federation that I compete with, for those that don't know, is called Ultimate Fitness Event, so UFE. And I went to the World Championships as an elite last fall, and I placed 4th in the women's masters division in figure. So I'm a little competitive, and I still think I should have got 3rd, but anyway. And so June is like target. I'm going to get that pro card. So my goal.
That's good. Yeah, Jodine beat me in our fitness show. I'm still not over it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Actually, she deserved it. But anyhow, so, well, congrats, Stacey. We're super excited for you.
Thank you.
And we're going to be obviously cheering you on big time.
Yeah.
Canada Celebration.
Yeah, the whole family will be there, so yeah.
Oh, that's so good. All right. Well, congrats. Thanks for sharing. Does anyone actually have any questions for Stacey, or they want to say something to her? Yeah?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that she shared her story, because it can be a little intimidating speaking in front of a bunch of people, sharing your story. It's one thing to like type it out on social media, but when you're talking in front of people, it's a little bit different. So I just think you're awesome, Stacey, and I think that so many people can learn from you, especially from, you know, being, you know, a mom and everything like that. And I just think you're just so completely authentic and transparent that so many people can relate to your story. So thank you for sharing.
Well, thank you, Wendy. Yeah, I think honestly, these products are so perfect for new moms. I know that sometimes it can be, they might feel left out because they can't use all the products, or they're hearing about all the systems and things. You're eager to try them, but you know, you're nursing or whatever. Honestly, the shakes really make a huge difference. Like how I felt with my daughter versus my son. Obviously mom for a second time and another little one running around, I had way more energy. Still the same amount of like 0 to little sleep, but you know, I just had more, I don't know. So there's definitely something here for moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Just amazing. And Mary Major has the same story. And I love seeing these little babies that are all grown up now, you know. How old's your son now?
Jacob is 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he still reaches for my shakes. Like, so I don't know. But
yeah, it's pretty neat. Like I remember when I met Mary's son last summer, I just cried because I remembered when she came in, because her hair was kind of falling out when she was nursing. And then I meet this little peanut. He's not that little, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where does the time go? So, congrats, girl.
I actually would like to jump out. Stacey, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. It's been so inspiring to watch your journey. And I will say, you were the first one to help me on my isogenics journey as far as my nutrition with your 4th trimester thing, because I had just had the twins, and you had come out with that, and I reached right out to you, and you kind of walked me through the whole thing. And so I've just always felt that connection to you, and I've followed your story, and you've just been so inspiring. So I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. You deserve it.
Thank you, Mickey.
Sure.
Thanks.
So exciting.
I love it. So guys, if you're not in the Isabody Challenge, make sure you register. Shannon Phoenix, I have your envelope right there on my printer. It's been sitting here for a couple weeks. She lives in a condo. Her stuff comes to my house. So half the time my family opens her packs and, whey thins. You know?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's 2 missing out of your box, you know? So the postals anyhow. Well, awesome, Stacey. So thank you so much. Guys, it's 6 p.m. PST, and you know I could go on forever, but we want to respect your time. Is there anything else, Wendy, that we need people to know before we take off here for the night? Just
that, you know, pay attention to the calls. There's a great call tomorrow on Isogenics Business with Hayden Vavra. He's awesome. And then Wednesday night they have the Experience Isogenics call, or whatever they're calling that now. You know what I mean? The opportunity one. So look at Isogenics Business for those, and then I'm going to repost them in our group so you guys will see what it is. I'll put it as an event so that if you want to attend. And then also they're doing the Road to Executive Training. So there's lots of great things to plug into. So I'll be posting a lot of that stuff this evening or tomorrow morning.
Awesome. So the last call to action, managers. How many managers can you create? Who can you help make $500 this week? People need that money and you can help them. So go out and have an amazing week. And next weekend, Vancouver, it's going to be 7 of us in a minivan, Thelma and Louising it up all the way to Vancouver. So we'll...
I wish I lived near you. That would be so fun.
Yeah. Seriously. Shannon, you posted a funny thing of a gif of all of the people in the van. Oh yeah, we're going to have some fun. So if you're in Toronto, there's one in Toronto. If you're close to Vancouver, come and meet us in Vancouver. And if not, we'll see you guys back here on Monday.
Bye, guys.
Okie dokie. Bye. I'll post the recording in the group. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.